It's kind of funny how I end up in these weird places sometimes. Wah. What's up guys, welcome back to Ride the Bean. Today is a bit of a sad day for me because today I start my journey back home to Norway after close to 2 years on the road. It's a bit of a strange feeling. Now the adventure is over and I have to go home and make some more money so I can keep traveling. But hopefully it's gonna be an interesting trip home too. Today I'm in Cappadocia. It's an amazing region, and I'm heading back towards Istanbul, but on a different route than I took on the way down here. So let's just get on the road and see what the day brings. Cappadocia has been well, I haven't really gotten to see too much of it, but it is such a fascinating place. I really want to come back here and explore more, because it's a pretty big region and it has so many things to see all around it. This town I've been staying in is called Mustafa Pasa, I think, or something like that. It's a small town, one of the smaller towns, villages in the area. Very peaceful and quiet. Look at this. It's like a cave just chiseled into a big rock. All of this remnants of caves. Now coming into Ürgüp. This is one of the bigger towns in the area, in the region. And yesterday I had a bit of a chance to walk around here for a little bit. It's such a fascinating place. But of course I didn't have, I've only been here for 1 day, so I haven't had too much time to walk around and explore. That's why I really want to come back here, because I see that there's so many things to do and see here. And I want to come back and see the balloons. But here you can see in the mountain here, see the caves that is just chiseled into the rock. This is downtown Ürgüp. Yeah, like I said yesterday, I was able to walk around here for a little bit, explore some of the caves. Very interesting. Welcome to Ürgüp. This is one of the biggest towns here in Cappadocia, and it's a really interesting place with a mix of modern architecture, modern buildings, and ancient caves. You see them scattered all around this area. It is so fascinating. It's carved out of the soft rock. They made these big caves all over this place. There's thousands and thousands of caves, large and small. I guess this has been a fire pit or something. All this black stuff is soot. So this area has been inhabited for a long time. At least since the Bronze Age, which is like what, 5,000 years ago, something like that? But probably quite a long time before that too. And the most famous civilization to live here is the Hittite civilization from the Hittite Empire. That was about like 17 to 1200 BCE, I think. And after that, of course, a lot of other civilizations, both Muslim and Christian. The Byzantine Empire was here for a long time. And you can see remnants of all of it everywhere. It's a little bit tricky to get anywhere now because it's overgrown. Imagine this being your little house, and then your neighbor lives up there, So cool. This must be some kind of temple or something. And if you look around here, you see these caves are absolutely everywhere, like all in the mountains here. And you see the hill where all of these houses are built. Underneath is full of caves, and the same up there and along this whole rock face here. And of course, all of this is sedimentary rock. So this used to be the ocean bed, and over millions of years, sediments have fallen down to the ocean floor and then settled. And when the oceans disappeared, erosion from the wind and the rain and everything started. And that's what has created all of these formations. But throughout the millennia, or throughout the eons, different types of rocks have formed. So the bottom layers are pretty soft. That's where they're able to carve out these incredible caves and structures. But on top, there's a layer of much harder rock, and that has sort of helped protect the softer rock underneath from erosion. And that is what creates these fairy chimneys, as they call them, for example. Today, this Cappadocia area is one of the world's biggest tourist attractions, actually. It didn't used to be. It's always been a famous place, but since the rise of Instagram, when everyone started posting pictures here, millions of people come here every year to get a picture with these formations, and especially like on top of the mountains with the balloons in the evening. Because this is also a place where it's best to see from the sky, and because of that, it has created an industry of hot air ballooning. So tourists come here all the time, all year, to take a ride on a hot air balloon and get to see the place from above. And when you have hundreds, not thousands, of balloons in the air over such an impressive landscape, that makes for a really good Instagram picture. And since so many people are doing that, it of course helps support or create a buzz around the place, and more people want to come. And so in the last like 5-10 years, the tourism here has been booming. And a lot of these ancient, these old Ottoman buildings, so all of these, like these more stone buildings, not the carved rock buildings, most of them stem from the Ottomans around like the early 1800s to like mid 1800s. That's when most of these buildings were built. And today, a lot of these have been turned into hotels or hostels. A lot of people have just like readapted these ancient caves and are now using them as their homes. And there are a lot of hotels, like cave hotels and stuff, in the mountains here. And it's become one of the most touristic places in Turkey. I really understand why, because this is a very unique place. Ah, a camel. Yeah, you can do a lot of these things. Like you can ride camels, you can rent 4x4s, ADVs like these, and go exploring in the in the desert here. I really would love to do that, but with one day I didn't have time, unfortunately. Makes me a little bit sad. It just means I have something to look forward to when I come back here at some point in the future. Damn it, I dropped my phone yesterday. Or not yesterday, but 2 days ago when I was camping. The phone fell out of my hammock and hit a rock, and the whole backside cracked. It's the first time I've cracked a phone. That really sucks. Yesterday, I also, in addition to exploring Ürgip a little bit, I got the chance to come here and explore this area. This is called an open air museum, and it is such a fascinating place. Like, have a look at this area. It is crazy. I have never seen anything like this. It is so fascinating to think about that this place used to be at the bottom of the sea millions of years ago. You see these caves just carved in everywhere, in every little piece of rock. This is one of the most fascinating places I've ever seen in my life. So this area is called an open air museum, and I bet you can guess why. So this is an area a little bit outside of the town that has a lot of these, of course a lot of these caves, but also a lot of these fairy chimneys, as they call them. And this landscape is just insane. It's like, I've never seen anything like this. Look at this. This is crazy. You see in the top there as well, there's a cave carved. And then down here, many caves carved into the rock face. A little tricky to navigate these rocks. It's a bit slippery and very rounded. There's no places to grab onto anything. I really wish I could stay more days here. There's so much to explore. There's actually this whole area. It's huge. It's this whole valley, and you need days, if not weeks, to actually get to explore it properly. I only have one day, so it's very limited what I'm able to see and do. But here you see, like, this is much harder rock than what this is. You see the difference. And down there you see it very well, the difference in the rock. There's different colors. Oh, damn, look at this. I wish I could fly my drone here, but it's so windy and my drone is not really feeling well at the moment. I don't trust it. It keeps dropping out of the sky randomly, so I'm afraid to fly it over places I can't reach it again. But this would be an amazing place to film from the sky. I need to get a new drone. Look at this. This is incredible. Okay, now I'm not sure how to get down from here. I got myself into a bit of a pinch now. I'm not a rock climber. Definitely don't want to go down there. Okay, let's try to go down here. It is very steep. Oh, there's a pony just hanging around here. Hi, pony. Hi. It must be so hot for you. You have no shade to hide in. Are you okay? Hi, pony. You're beautiful. Can I pet you? Huh? Yeah. It's so kind. Why are you chained up here? I feel really bad for you. I wish I could help you. I don't think I should do anything that I might get in trouble for either. I don't know. It was nice to meet you. I don't get why people chain up their animals like this in the heat, in the sun, with no shade. At least give them a place to hide away. Like here, I guess would be okay because it's shade, but in the heat it's really hot now. It's like 35-36 degrees. People think of animals as a utility, as a car, that they don't really have to care about that much. That I really dislike. And in this area they also grow quite a lot of lavender. And actually right here there's a lavender field. Lavender is such a beautiful flower. You have a whole field of just purple flowers, and it smells so nice. I really want to rent one of these these 4x4s, ADVs, and we go exploring. But you can also rent horses and go horseback riding, of course. That is also something I have never really done. I have never done. I've been on a horse once in my life, but that was just like 100 meters back and forth when I was at the set of a Viking movie being shot in Trondheim, Norway. So this whole area, it's pretty huge. This open air museum. You can just like walk around freely in this whole area, exploring the caves and everything. Rent the car. Oh, I really want to. So much. But I gotta stop thinking about that. I have to come back here. Oh, police. This station. I have to come back here later. I really have to. This is one of those places that I have to come back here. Maybe if I ever get the chance to go east, head to Magadan or something on the motorcycle, that would be an amazing adventure. In there, there's like 2 caves carved out. How do people get up there in the middle of the side there? Like, what the hell? Of course, this area is very famous for their balloons, but I think that only happens like on certain times, certain days. So I haven't been able to see that, unfortunately. I'm just happy I got to see this place. Now I have a much better understanding of what to do and where to go when I come back here. And I know Marion would love to explore this place. The history here is just insane. I don't know much about it in detail, but I really want to learn more. Ushi side. Like, look at this. How there's like houses in the mountain, in the caves. I'm kind of just stunned about this. I don't really know what to say. See? And like every single one of these like little termite mounts or whatever the head looks like. Oh, here you can go ballooning. Oh wow. In every one of these little termite mounts or whatever it looks like that, there is like a house carved out inside. A cave. What a fascinating place. Okay. Well, now I just have to I have a long day of riding ahead of me. I have to get to Istanbul in 2 days again, and then start my journey back home from there. Istanbul was the goal of my trip, so getting down here was kind of bonus, and a very nice bonus indeed. The rest of today I don't really know how it's going to be. I have to find camping at some point this evening. But the problem is that in this area, or in the center of Turkey where I am now, there's not a lot of green. There's not a lot of trees. Right here, you see a lot of them, but these are artificial. There's not a lot of forests and stuff where I can hide away. I'm a bit curious where I'll end up sleeping tonight.
Close your eyes, hear the voice within calling. This heavy load got under your skin, howling. got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside. Heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors. Right. Moments pass, make this one count. Untie. You're so good at dragging yourself down. Why? Well, there ain't much time left to figure things out. Deep underneath all the laser, your doubts. There's a heart gone out of rhythm in despair. Held underwater, fine for air. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out. Look at the colors, colors, colors around,
Why is this guy driving in the middle of the road? It's impossible to pass him because it's using the whole road. This is typical in Turkey. Everyone is driving like this. Stay in your lane, brother.
You got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feels bottled up inside. Heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die.
This is like a, I don't know, gypsy camp or something. You see these everywhere, all across the country. There's like big camps with tents. I'm not sure, is it just like for poor people living there, or is it gypsies who lives there? Okay, this part of Turkey that I've been going through today has not been the most interesting part. It's been kind of boring actually. Because it's just a full day of riding through only farmlands, nothing else. It kind of looks nice in the beginning, but when you've seen the same thing for 7 hours straight, it gets a bit one-sided. What's going on here? Whole bunch of geese. Hi, how you guys doing? That's funny. There's another one of these camps. They all have vans and they all have these tents. Do they live here and then they like drive the van in to markets and stuff and sell vegetables and goods there? Wow, this is kind of weird. This building looks like the Auschwitz building. I wonder what that was. See, there's absolutely nothing here. There's nothing to see, nothing to look at. It's just like the sun beaming down on you the whole day. Oh, here we have some cows. Hi cows, how you guys doing? Girls and a donkey leading the way. That's nice. I like riding through these small villages in different countries. I wonder what life here is like. What are people doing? What do they spend their time with? A bunch of goats. Huh. That's nice. A little baby goat. baby sheep. Oh, here comes a donkey. Fully loaded donkey in the back. I feel bad for the donkey. I have to carry all this load. I looked on Google Maps and I think up in the mountain there, on the other side of it, there are some trees. So I think I'm gonna head there and look for camp. Maybe it's a little bit cooler as well if I get a little bit higher up. I'm at about 800 meters now. Now the landscape is becoming more interesting. There's a little bit of hills and mountains and villages and things. This is quite nice. But it's so damn windy, I'm struggling to stay on the road. The wind is coming from that direction and I can just feel my helmet like blowing off. Something is catching the wind on the helmet, the camera probably, and pushing it. There's a whole bunch of goats. Haha. And the poor donkey with all the luggage. The hell? Oh! A whole bunch of geese just chilling. This is funny riding through these villages. You see so much strange stuff. Strange for me. Here it's normal, but for me it's strange. Okay. I'm not so sure that there are any forests here. Maybe I have to cross the valley here. Is it on the other side of the valley? I'll have about an hour and 15 minutes left until the sun goes down. So I need to find camp soon. Ah. Hi geese! Get out of the road! I don't want to hit you. These people in the villages probably wonder, what the hell is that guy doing? He must be lost. I don't think there's a lot of people coming through here. Up in the mountains there, I see a lot of trees. There must be a place for me to hide away there. What are these guys doing? I scared them. I didn't mean to scare them. Yeah, they were not expecting to see a motorcyclist coming. It's hard to see because the sun is in my face. Now it's about 45 minutes or so till the sun is down. 40-45 minutes. I don't know if you know this trick, but if you hold your arm straight in front of your face, you put the top finger at the bottom of the sun, and then you count how many fingers to the horizon. Each finger is roughly 15 minutes until the sun sets behind the horizon. Now, yeah, there's about, yeah, it's about 3.5 fingers. So maybe 50-55 minutes then. It's just a rough estimate. It's not very accurate, but it gives you an idea of roughly how much time you have before the sun sets. So, watch out! I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, so apparently along this gravel road I'm supposed to go. Hi sheep! Alright, so we ended the day with some off-roading. That's interesting. And let's try to go as high as possible, far away from this little village. Oslo. Wow. This is tricky since I can't see anything. Huh. Strange that this road is on the map. Wow, look at this view. Pretty incredible. It's kind of funny how I end up in these weird places sometimes. Wow. Oh, hey goats. Two little baby goats alone in the mountain. Oh, two turtles. Oh, they were pretty big. Is there anywhere that's flatter? Ah, you know what? It wasn't exactly what I was thinking it would be here. I thought it was like a forest, but it's not. So let's just set up camp here. I think this is as good a place as any. So yeah. This is nice. Oh, it would be nice to be on the other side of the hill there, but if I start looking for the road there, the sun is gonna go down already, so. Alright. Camp is set up and it is that time of the day. Hi. Oh, cheers. Today has been an interesting day. Riding from Cappadocia and that insane landscape. And then through just hours and hours and hours of nothingness, just farmland. And then finding camp with a view like this. Like the contrast has been very interesting. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. If you did, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe and ring the bell if you want to see what I end up doing tomorrow. So tomorrow my plan is to head back to Istanbul. I think I'm about 6 hours away, roughly 6-7 hours. So like I'm gonna arrive pretty late tomorrow, I think. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do there. But the guy I met, the coffee roaster I met, he invited me to come back when I pass through again on my way home, and he said it would take me on a tour of some sort, a coffee tour. So that could be interesting. I don't really know. I have to let him know tonight that I'm coming tomorrow and see if he has time. So we'll see what happens. But Istanbul at least is the goal, and then we'll see what more happens. So if you know anyone who might be interested in watching these videos, I would really appreciate if you share them with them. And I will see you in the next episode. Peace. Look at those birds. Pretty big. So many animals here. That's cool. I love like seeing the herders, goat herders and cow herders and all kinds of things when you ride through. You see geese and chickens and everything just running around in the streets, and dogs and turtles. It's very interesting. It's a very big contrast from what I'm used to back home.